This information is presented in good faith. I am not a professional. I'm just a guy confident enough to do the job myself. This video reflects how I did it and my personal experience. No warranty or guarantee is expressed or implied. I am not responsible for any physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual injury or death that may occur. I also recommend watching other videos on this topic, as not all garage doors are the same and others may have important and helpful tips. Let's get started. All right, once again, we're in the garage with another repair, and it happened to be in the middle of winter, right before Christmas time. I have, as you can see behind me, a broken torsion spring. And so if you're going to fix this yourself, there's a few things you really need to know and a few safety precautions you definitely want to take into consideration before doing this. And you can't just go out and buy replacement torsion springs at Home Depot. You have to get them from a garage door parts company or online. I bought mine here on eBay. And now if you'll notice, only one of the springs is broken, but we're going to be replacing both the left and the right. Some garage doors only have one torsion spring. This one has two, and the one that isn't broken, they have a lifespan. When you coil and uncoil metal, it will eventually break. And so it's worth, if you're going to go through all the hassle, of just doing it all at once, so you're not doing the job maybe a few months later on the other one. So let's get started. One of the first things you want to do is unplug your garage door opener. You don't want any stupid things to happen while you're working on this. On both sides of your garage door, you want to mark where the drum lines up with the rod. Just place a mark so that you know exactly where to put it and line it up. Okay, this step is the most dangerous. This spring right here is under a lot of tension. And so what you need are proper torsion rods. These are a tool. Let's get them on camera. These are long metal rods that slip into the holes as I'm going to show you. Also, you do not want to stand directly in the path. Let's see, right there. You don't want to stand directly in the path of that. Because that is under so much tension, it could fling a rod or break your bones with all kinds of things. Some of those can break and send pieces flying. And so you want to just make sure that you don't do anything stupid at this part. If you're not confident, then don't do it. And you definitely want to wear eye protection. Alright, when you're ready to remove the torsion spring, what you need to do is place the rod inside until it reaches the end. If it's sticking out even slightly, it could slip out and then you're in trouble when it's unscrewed. So you just want to make sure you hear it tap there at the bottom, at the end of the this cone here. And then you hold this pipe tight in your hand, as with your other hand you undo this square nut or bolt. And then there should be two of them. So undo those. It doesn't take much of a turn to undo them, and it doesn't take much of a turn to put them back on. You just want to secure it. You don't want to dig into the pipe. But anyway, once you undo those, then all of the weight of this spring is now on this rod. And so you just want to make sure you're standing in a good position, that you're holding it correctly. And then if you need to take a break at all, this is mounted so it's not tense, but what you can do is with the spring and all of the weight of the spring or tension of the spring on this rod, you can slowly bring it down so that the pipe is resting against the garage door. This is what you could do if you had to. But it's best to just take off all the tension just so you don't have any mistakes as you go, because you don't want to have any kind of nightmare scenario on your hands dealing with this much power. As you unwind the torsion spring, you want to count how many quarter turns it takes to unwind the spring completely. That way, when you put the new spring on, you know exactly how many winds to put back on. it's about 31. And we'll be disconnecting the bracket that holds on the spring. 5/8. I'm using a 9/16. 5/8 was too big. There's something to keep in mind. The left side and the right side, you have to think about it as if you're facing the garage door from the outside looking at the garage door, because otherwise it will seem flipped. The spring that needs to go on the right hand side of the door, if you're standing outside looking into your garage, has red spray painted on it. The other one does not. There's nothing really different about the springs. They should be the same length and the same coil thickness and the same inside diameter left and right, but they are wound in a specific direction depending on which side of the garage door it's on. So the red spray paint on the right side. We can now remove the cable from the drum on both sides of the garage door, and because we marked it before we did anything, we know exactly where to put it so that we have a level garage door. So we'll just let this hang down for now. So you want to release the cable from both sides, both drums on the left and right side of the door, and then also unbolt the drum from the pole and then take it off so you can remove the spring. Okay, so remember that we are installing the red side on the right side if you're looking at the garage door from the outside, and also you want to make sure that you replace this gasket. I noticed when I took mine off, I bought this house new, it didn't have this gasket ring that goes on one of the springs, and so it's a good idea to replace these if you are putting in new ones, and if you don't have one at all, that might have helped shorten the lifespan. So we'll be sure to keep that on the spring as we install it. Okay. Then reattach the hardware, and you want to make sure that the the whole rod that holds the springs and the drums, the cable drums, is equally distant from the wall. So if you have it bowing in the middle, too far out from the wall or too far in, then it's not going to open and close properly. Okay, now it's time to realign the cable drum and reinstall the cable. Okay, so now it's time to tighten the new torsion springs. We are going to be putting on 30 quarter turns. This one actually had 31, so we'll go ahead and do 31. But depending on the spring you have, you need to adjust accordingly. So pay attention, because too many or too few can mess up either your garage door opener or your garage door. So let's get to it. Now make sure you take off the vice grips if you put them on to hold the garage door, and you should be done. Hopefully it all worked out. Plug in your garage door opener and let her go, and let's see what happens. Thanks for watching, and like I said, watch some other videos just to make sure that you're doing it right. Other people have good tips. Other people are professionals. There's some professional videos out there as well. So hope that helps. Thanks for watching.